All right, hello and welcome here again to the Realize to Actualize program. Real talk, that's what it's about. Actually, right here, right now, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to call in here a telephone number, to start an internet broadcast, a radio broadcast at Blog Talk Radio.
Your show will go live in 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Realize to Actualize broadcast on Blog Talk Radio. Today, a little bit of a different format, as actually right here, right now, where I am at this very moment, actually also video recording this little segment. What I'm doing right here at this point is to just introduce this format, is introduce to you what Real Talk, what Realize to Actualize is all about. And Realize to Actualize, again, is a concept based upon the idea that whatever you realize, you actualize. Whatever you focus on creates your reality. Through your experiences, you create. So what you realize, you actualize. In order to become aware of that, it is essential to share it. Even if you just share it with yourself by writing thoughts down, writing down your ideas, having a journal, using a voice recorder, and listening to your own thoughts. In order to become aware, it's essential to do that. And actually this whole process started for me in the mid-90s, when I just left my home in Germany and moved to America and became part of a whole new culture and ethnicity, and I became married and had 3 children and was there living with a woman in Kansas, and it was very difficult. I was very isolated. And I had nobody really to talk to. I was in the middle of a situation that I didn't know how to deal with. And so I began studying about personal development, which really opened my eyes, helped me to become aware of the idea that I can only change myself. And it made sense to me right away. But what was missing was the actualization. But I began using a voice recorder to record my thoughts, and basically I wanted to practice giving presentations. Because my intention already became, as after I was listening to Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra and Anthony Robbins and Leo Buscaglia and all these amazing people, my intention became that this is what I wanted to do one day. I also wanted to work as a motivational speaker. And so I, trained myself basically to repeat these ideas, which totally, completely made sense to me. But at the end of the day, I went home, and there I was arguing with the person I was married to because she was just impossible for me to deal with. But after making these recordings on a daily basis for years and years and years, I eventually became more aware of myself, and I heard my own patterns. How I kept on complaining about the same thing over and over and over. And so eventually I realized that nothing is going to change unless I am going to make a change. And so eventually I did, but it took me about 12 years. A long time, and very challenging experiences. But what I've realized during this time, later on of course, looking back, is that I have created that. I have attracted that experience for myself. I had to go through that, just as much as after the marriage was over. I was about to move from Kansas to San Francisco. I got hit by a car, which left me homeless for a while. What an amazing experience, and what I've learned through that. And out of all of this, these things that happened, and also ever since growing up in Germany, I was always a free thinker, always a free spirit. Tried to figure things out on my own. Completely rejected authority telling me, do this and do that. Always trying to understand what's happening really in this world. What's the nature of reality? And why is there suffering? What's the reason for suffering? And what's the essence of God? The essence of love? I remember watching the Flower Power movement in Germany as a kid on TV, in Woodstock. And I always thought to myself, wow, this is so amazing. These beautiful, wonderful people. This is this subculture, counterculture that has emerged about the flower power and being all about peace. But I always noticed that there was something missing. Because in the greater reality there was war, there was Vietnam, there was Watergate, there was corruption, there was violence, starvation all around the world. And throughout me having been like this my entire life, and trying to figure things out, and then having gone through what I went through in my life, I've gained this awareness. I've come up with the idea of realize to actualize, because that's the key, that's the missing link. It's not just, oh, I love you, and I love people who are just the way I am, and we're all together in this community of love, of free love, of the hippies. It's got to extend to everyone, because we all are part of it. Not just the people we love, and the people we like, and the people who are basically just like us, but especially those people who are difficult for us to deal with. Especially those people we consider to be the problem, which is authority, which is government, which is, those in power. They always have been in power throughout human history. And so we cannot change that with another revolution, which we had many of those throughout human history. Many revolutions came and they went and they replaced one system with another, which many times the new system became more corrupt than the system it replaced. But it is about the evolution. And it is the idea that a new system needs to grow from within. If it is at home, if it is with your friends, you are in a system. At work, a corporate culture, it is a system that is designed to get people to do what they are told, what they are supposed to do, to maintain the status quo. And throughout human history, there has been that status quo. Well, I refer to that as universal consciousness, which has allowed for all of this production and consumption and all of the war, which is profit, which is business. Fear is business. And we grow up with that sense of fear, where our spirits become broken against external authority, which basically tells us, you need to submit yourself to the system. And so we have also interpreted the act of being thrown out of paradise. That's the beginning of human history. That's where it all starts. It is interpreted as the first sin was because we disobeyed God's will. And so we have to submit ourselves to a power outside of us. And that in this world we need to do what we are told. We need to prove ourselves. We need to achieve. We need to produce. We need to consume. And through this we lose our humanity. So what this program is about, these videos are about, Realize to Actualize is about, how can we become the change we want to see in this world? How can we be better? And how can we become part of the solution? But in order to evolve, it is important, it is essential to get involved. You cannot do this by reading a book or listening to somebody, be it myself or anybody else out there, who's talking about these ideas. This is universal knowledge. Any book on philosophy or spirituality or consciousness talks about that. But what is really missing, and that's what I'm drawing attention to here, is the practical application, is the actualization. And that is something that you can do for yourself. Practice makes mastery. That's the key. That's what the actualization is about. Practice, practice, practice. To be better, to be more open, to be more receptive, to be more in the now, which is something we've heard before and we all want that. But we unlearn that because we were programmed to live for tomorrow and to invest our time for the sake of one day graduating with good grades and then getting a good job. But yeah, it's about the now. And that's also what I'm trying to bring awareness to, that, about how to be in that space, how to be more present. And again, that's something you can practice in every moment of your life, for you to be open to that. Instead of thinking about or trying to figure out things of the past, stuck in the past, trying to resolve issues of the past. But instead of just focusing on that, focusing on the past, and instead of thinking about tomorrow and worrying about tomorrow and what will be, it's all about the now.
10 seconds.
And that's where the magic happens. When people get together, it is when they are present with each other, and they are open to each other, and they exchange knowledge and experiences and intentions, which is one of the things also I'm doing here, because most of my videos on YouTube, they really help me to become more clear on my intention about what it is I'm here to do and what this is all about. And it is a process of evolution. of conscious evolution. And how we can give that process direction, really. It's to begin right here, right now. Wherever you are at this very moment as you are watching this. To just focus on your awareness, just to be aware. And to not be distracted by things outside of you, but learn to focus your intention. Focus your intention, focus your attention on what is important, what you want to create.